Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for Thursday, September the 29th, starting with the DAX on the daily chart here. So we're looking for this move down through to here, as we've got an A wave here, an ABC for the B wave, and up for the C wave for B. Down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, and then back for 2, and then down for 3. 4, 5 down here for wave C. I understand that you could count this differently in here as well, but in a way I've kind of lined this up here with this B wave here with the pretty much the main consensus of most of the stocks around the world, so it should play out pretty much the way that we've got it here, but of course we will make adjustments along the way, and if we're wrong, we're wrong, and we'll know that pretty quickly because we keep a tight rein on the wave structures. So currently we've been looking for wave 3 low here, and we can call that in place now, the Bank of England buying debt on gilts, and we can look at an ABC back for wave 4 here and down for wave 5. So down around the 11,500, but we're in this 50-60% retracement level area through here, so we need to kind of pierce that a few times. So there is that supporting area there, and the 11,500 and the 12,000 big numbers to support the market. I'm going to cut straight through to the 100 tick chart here just to bring us in around this 3-4 here, okay? And we need to talk about that a little bit. Bring in a bit more data, perhaps 10. Yeah, okay, well that should do the trick. So the 38.2% retracement level is up at 12,500. So I was figuring that we would have 5 waves up here. So we've got 1 and 2 here, and we're pretty much close to the end of the third. There'll be the 4th and the 5th up here. And then we'll be looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back into the 6th, wherever that top is. You can look for a 50-60% retracement level, and then we'll move up into wave C here. I want to have a look at wave C. Wave A is sharp, and that's very typical, so it kind of gives you that sort of bullishness, you know, like people have piled into it, and after it corrects, the value buyers will come in. And this is where it becomes interesting, because what we want to see here is the speed of wave C. So we want to see wave C on more of an angle than wave A here. So wave A we could put on the low here, and then we can put that on the top, wherever the top comes in, and that will give us our the speed, you know, just the general sort of angle of things. So we want to see wave C a bit lazier here. If we can see wave C a bit lazier, then we know that it's a wave C. If we see it sharper, then we'll know it's a wave 3 and we've made a mistake. So the personality of the structure will be helpful as well. Also too, with this here, we'll be looking for 5 waves in wave C here. And this will be in line with US Bank. So when we get to this point, I'm not really going to worry too much about pinning the top. I think it's a wave. I think this is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So what we want to do tomorrow is we want to be looking for late Thursday afternoon in the US markets, and Friday morning for this to start turning down lower here. So there's a few things that have got to play out for us to get that trade at that particular point in time. Of course, you can go long in wave B to wave C here, just in case it is a bullish thing and we've made a humongous mistake. But if we're right, then we'll see this on more of an angle. And when we get to wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can start looking for short positions in here. Once that drops, because it will drop down reasonably quick, hopefully, a bit like this here as an example, right? It drops down quick. So once you see that here, if you can't get the top, because in this 5th wave here, there'll be another 5 waves in there as well. But if you can't see that, that's okay. Sometimes you can recognize a wave 4 because it's pretty complicated, or you see a strong wave 3 or something of that nature, and you can kind of build your case on what you know at that point. But failing all of that, we'll see a sharp move down. That sharp move down will just make sure that's not the 4th wave that you're talking about. You need to clarify that strength there. And we'll see a little ABC here, and then you can look to short under that low. You can short under the B wave low here, because that will be an ABC, a zigzag, a 5-3-5 structure. It should pull back 61.8%, so you should be able to get another position in there. So if you're trading, you know, 3, 4, 5 contracts or whatever in futures or CFDs or whatever, you might be able just to spread the bet out at one each in these points here, and as it moves down further, then look to as confidence builds within yourself and you've got the right trade setups, will then continue to build on the downside there. We'll be looking to take this low out here. Where will it come to? Well, anywhere between this low and the 11,500, I would imagine. So that gives us, we've got group 2 in here, which is a little bit important, so might just borrow these from up here and put that down here as the 11.8. This is minor group 2, and this will be the 72 in here, 720, and of course the 11,650, so that makes up group 2. So I would probably be thinking that this is going to be this, can't get it there, 11,650 anyway. I'm thinking that this will probably be the support zone here, coming down here for wave 5 of wave 1 at that point, in line with US banks and S&P 500 and Nasdaq and yada yada yada. And we'll be looking for 5 waves in this move coming down through here. So looking for Friday, Monday and Tuesday for this to to play out. But that's where we are in a nutshell. Now, I also need to discuss too where I can go wrong and where I would be wrong. Is that the interesting thing here is that this wave 4 here, I've got it at 38.2% retracement, which is right. But at the same time too, wave 4s tend to pull back to the wave 4 of one lesser degree. So is it possible to have wave 4 here? Is it possible to have this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here for this wave 4 here? Is that possible, and we come straight down from that point? Well, probably. It's possible and probable. So what we need to do is, once that top comes in, wherever it may be in now, but maybe a little bit higher, but when you do get that top, you'll know it because the market's moved down into this ABC, or it's going to come down further. So you'll need to find that top, look for the 50-60% retracement level. When the 61.8% becomes the retested resistance, then you know that you're on the downside at that point. So yeah, but otherwise, once you get to this point, it's always better to move over to the closest largest number. So we could say, you know, at this stage, if this 12,000 becomes the retested resistance here, and you get some sort of swing like this in here, and then down, well, then you'll know that you'll need to be short under here. It doesn't leave a lot in it at that point. You can just get down to the 11.8 and get out at that point, and because it'll be quite bumpy in this little zone here. But yeah, that if I've made a mistake, that's where it will be in that thing there. But I don't think that's the case, because when I'm looking at US banks, I'm counting this up as 5 waves, not quite complete yet, but 5 waves. So based on those US banks having 5 waves here, we should get 3 and then 5 over here for that. So I'll leave the DAX at this, and look, the STOXX 50 will be the same, the FTSE will be the same, but we'll just go over them a little bit. The EUROSTOXX here, so the 38.2% retracement levels up here. This will be wave 1 and 2. This will be 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So there's a bit more to go up here for this, and then the B wave back in 3 waves, and then up here for the C wave. So in tomorrow's video, we'll look at this would have moved along a fair bit. We'll be sort of up here somewhere with this, you know, or maybe even turning at that point. Hopefully be nice to be up here somewhere. Anywhere up here will do, but we'll be over that side of it there somewhere when I do the next video. So I wouldn't, you know, this is really, don't get involved in the B wave here, you know, unless you can work. If you can work up here, if you can see that there's 5 waves there, well, you can sell the top, but the swings in the B wave are pretty volatile. So, you know, be this kind of behavior. So yeah, the C wave will be nice to trade up. And then of course the turn at that point, if you know, if it goes that way, then we look for the trade setups and take it from that point. The FTSE same as well, just on a 5,000 tick here, so it's a little bit bigger. So we're looking up here as wave A, and then back for B, and then up for C for wave 4, and then down for wave 5. Then we'll have a larger ABC correction, and then come down again at that point, I think. Yeah, but anyway, things have got to fall into place. So not really interested in this wave 4 at this stage. Tomorrow we'll have a closer look at, let's see if we can trade wave 5 down. But yeah, that's where it is at the moment. Over to the FX. Now, what I want to do with the FX is pretty much drag, because the pound and the euro will be doing pretty much the same as their equities, and the dollar index will be doing the inverse to that. We kind of got to bring them in together, so we can look at the pound and the euro doing a wave 4 and then doing a wave 5 and then having a high rally up there. We can also look at the same for the DXY, but doing the mirror opposite. So the 4s and 5s, the 3 4s and 5s are what we're going to be looking at. So with the US dollar here, I've rearranged it from this wave 4, because I had this as wave 1 and 2 here. It just didn't make sense. So now I'm going to look at all of this as 1 and 2 here, and then this is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 for third, fourth and fifth for the third wave, and coming back for the fourth wave. So we're doing an ABC here, the opposite of what we're doing with the indices and stocks and so on. So we're looking for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave, and then up here. Now we should have a reasonable top come into play here, and then we'll have an ABC that will probably take us lower than this. I've got to figure all that out. And then because of the US yields continuing to move up, even though the Bank of England did the buying of debt, so we'll see those bonds swing, but once that all sort of settles, that's pretty much where we will be at this point with this market. So we can pretty much tie this in inversely with the cable and the euro. So with the euro here, we're going to be looking at the ABC here for wave 4, and then down for wave 5, 5 of 5 at that point. So this could also become wave 1 down here as well, so in a bigger sense. But as far as the crow flies, we'll be looking for a big swing back to the upside of something of this nature. But we'll get to that when we get to that, and then down again at that point. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't want to do any sort of trading in here. I've sort of cleaned up all the trades that we've had in everything that's coming to the downside, and we'll just pick our moments. We'll trade that down. We can trade that up and trade that up and trade that down. Just don't want to get involved in this little space here. And plus, you know, I just want a decent trend to be in, and we've done quite well really over the month in terms of stock and indices and FX and things coming down through all of this. So all good. That's the euro, and the cable will be doing the same as well. Now I'm a little still scratching my head about the cable. I mean, yesterday when we spoke, because we had 5 waves up here, so then we're looking for a B wave, which I thought the B wave could be here, but it ended up being over here as an ABC, which is fine. So in this case here, you know, we could just have, that's wave 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 to here. So in this case, I wonder if we're going to get this and then straight down into this area here, you know, where the other markets are looking at this as the low, looking as an A and a B and a C. So are we going to get something a little bit more weird here? I mean, the other side of this would be, coming up here to that, and then coming back in a 3-wave move, and then going up again there. So that's the other thing that could play out here. But what would that be? That would leave us in 3. That would leave us in 3 waves to the upside. So, yeah, a bit of a tricky one. We'll just have to wait and see. It has to unfold past things. It could just do this, or it could do this in line with the other markets. Okay, I don't know the answer to that just yet. I need to ponder these things and I don't get much pondering time. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.